Hello, hi. Once again, welcome to AGP's classroom. In this spirit, we are going to find out the answer of a question. The question is how soil is formed. In order to find out the answer of this question, we have to be aware of the structure of our planet, the Earth. Actually, Earth have been divided into different layers, and they are the crust, the mantle, and the core. The crust is 40 kilometers in thickness, or the approximate thickness of the crust is 40 kilometers, and the mantle extends from 40 kilometers to 2900 kilometers, and core is the middle part of the earth. This core extends from 2900 kilometers to 6371 kilometers. Watch the diagram carefully. The outermost layer, which is comparatively thin, is the crust. Its thickness is approximately 40 kilometers. It is comprised of two parts, the continental crust and the oceanic crust. As you know, continental crust include the seven continents and oceanic crust includes the oceans. Continental crust is made of silica and alumina, and so this part is also known as Cl. And as silica and magnesium are the chief contents of the oceanic crust, it is known as Sima. Beneath the crust, there is the second layer, the mantle. It extends up to 2900 kilometers from the crust. Mantle can be divided into two parts. They are the upper mantle and the lower mantle. Upper mantle is in solid state and made of silicon compounds. Lower mantle is beneath the upper mantle and it's a semi-liquid state. Beneath the mantle is the core, the central part of the earth. It extends from 2900 kilometers to 6371 kilometers. The core is also divided into two parts, and they are the outer core and the inner core. And thus, the innermost part of the earth is the inner core. The crust as a whole and the upper mantle together are called as lithosphere. It is in solid state. The part beneath the lithosphere, that is the lower mantle, in semi-liquid state is called asthenosphere. This is the magma, and when it comes out due to volcanic eruptions, it is called lava. The word lithos means rocks, and as the crust and the upper part of the mantle is mainly made of rocks, this part is known as lithosphere. That means the crust and the upper part of the mantle collectively is known as lithosphere. And the rocks we can see in our surroundings is of different thickness and hardness. And this diversity is due to diversity in the main constituents of rocks, that is minerals. More than 2000 minerals have been found out on earth. Bauxite, hematite, silica and mica are examples for minerals. Watch the flowchart. Classification of rock is shown. Based on the mode of formation, rocks can be classified into three types, and they are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. The molten rock materials rising through the fissures in the crust, that is the lava, solidify either on the surface or within the crust and forms solid rocks. This type of rock is the igneous rocks. All other rocks types are formed from this, So this type of rock is called as the primary rocks. Granites and basalts are examples for igneous rocks. These rocks undergo weathering in course of time. The debris thus formed will be deposited in the low regions as layers. These materials gradually get lithified and transformed into sedimentary rocks. Sandstones and limestones are examples for sedimentary rocks. As these are formed in layers, they are also known as stratified rocks. Due to high temperature and pressure, rocks may undergo physical and chemical changes. Thus formed rocks are the metamorphic rocks. Marble and slate are the example for metamorphic rocks. Remember, physical form of rocks is not static. It is subjected to several changes over time. It is clear from the following diagram. Igneous rocks disintegrates and debris will be deposited as layers and lithifies to form sedimentary rocks over time. And the sedimentary rocks melts into magma. It will be solidified to form igneous rocks over time. And how sedimentary rocks melt will be discussed in a coming video. When igneous rocks undergo high temperature and high pressure within the crust, it will be transformed into metamorphic rocks due to physical and chemical changes. And if sedimentary rocks melt to form magma or lava, it will be solidified into igneous rocks. When metamorphic rocks disintegrates, it will be transformed into sedimentary rocks. And if sedimentary rocks undergo high pressure and temperature, it will be transformed into metamorphic rocks. Remember, sedimentary rocks are formed by deposition of debris as layers. And the lowermost layer will be liable to high pressure and temperature. Disintegration or decomposition happening to rocks is known as weathering. The physical and chemical composition of rocks change as a result of weathering. And weathering are of three types. They are the physical weathering, the chemical weathering, and the biological weathering. As the temperature varies over days and nights, the minerals in the rocks undergo expansion and contraction. It causes disintegration of rocks and freezing of water inside the fissures in the rocks also causes disintegration. These types of disintegration is known as the physical disintegration. Weathering due to chemical reaction among water or gases present in the atmospheric air and the minerals in the rocks is known as chemical weathering. Weathering takes place due to other causes also. Those causes may be penetration of plant roots or burrowing of animals, decomposition of plants and animals' remainings, or it may be human activities. Such type of weathering is known as biological weathering. And here is the answer we are searching for. Do you remember the question? The question was how soil is formed. And the answer is soil is formed through a prolonged process by which the decomposed organic matters, water content and minute human-friendly organisms are included in the debris formed as a result of weathering. climate, topography, plants and animals, parent rock, and time are the factors influencing formation of soil. If temperature is high, soil formation will be fast and vice versa. Soil will be thin along the steep slopes. Decaying of plants and animals causes formation of acids, and this acidity speed up weathering of rocks. The minerals in the soil and the structure of the soil depends on the rock from which it is formed. The thickness and structure of soil depends upon the time taken for its formation. Different types of soils are formed due to variations in factors such as topography and climate. We know green plants are the primary producers of food. They produce food through the process of photosynthesis. And to perform this function, the plants absorb minerals and water from the soil. Then, suppose how much is soil concerned to living things on earth? Pottery, construction works, storage of groundwater, mining, and several other activities of human life are connected to soil. But what does man give back to soil? You know, extensive use of chemical pesticides and chemical fertilizers, dropping out plastic garbages into soil which does not undergo decomposition even after a long period. Deforestation also affects consistency of soil. It is the duty of each and every human being to conserve soil. And for the same, we have to, or we must, stop deforestation. Stop use of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides. Practice terrace farming. Stop throwing plastic garbages into soil and stop non-scientific construction works and mining.